We thank you for each and every person who took out of their busy evening, God, to come to this town meeting. We thank you for everything, God, being done and decent and order. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We should do it every day till about the second grade, third grade when they start. Welcome to the November Bailey Board of Commissioners meeting. Thank y'all for coming. Hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm starting this meeting. First up, we have the approval of the minutes and financial statements. So is that from September and October? Yeah, from September to October, and a special meeting. And then a special meeting from November 3rd and 14th.
I make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes and financials.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
All right, up next, first on the agenda tonight, we have Upper Coastal Plains Council of Governments, Joe Dewey.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. Several years ago, we attempted to put together a neighborhood recovery program, which the state has, insofar as low and moderate income housing replacement. But then we get caught up in the 3 or 4 sewer grants, which were more important, and they're all resolved. As a matter of fact, the oldest one will probably be ready to go to construction after the first of the year. The mayor and Joel received a copy of the authority to award today, was dated the 18th. Going back to the neighborhood recovery, it's about $750,000 to $900,000. The town has to form a committee who will help designate the people who would be eligible. We did it before, we used that circle that we ended up getting a grant for. That was the target area because of the low and moderate income. But this is town-wide. And the important thing is that you have to appoint a committee. The committee has to meet, and they have to designate the houses that they think, and we conduct surveys, an income and needs survey. People have to give their income and have to document it. and then we submit the application. The current round was about $750,000. It appears as though the next round will be about $1 million. But we have to get this committee, the committee has to meet, and we have to make recommendations to the board, and then we'll submit the application. So that's one thing that I wanted to mention. The other thing is that, again, when we were first started coming here, we were going to put together a drinking water application. And of course, the exigency was not to go with drinking water, but to go with the clean water. Right now, you're maxed out at the clean water, you have 15 million, excuse me. The drinking water probably can take the face of, you have an asset management plan for drinking water. It suggests certain areas that you look at, suggests certain projects, and the application can go up to $2 million. I mentioned to Joel something that sticks out. You have about 10 or 11% of your lines are 2-inch lines. Those automatically would be very favorably looked upon. Then they mentioned some fire hydrants, they mentioned other things. So I would recommend that you consider, after some of you look at the asset management plan, this won't be due until April or May, maybe June. But again, if we don't move on it, and you don't have an agreement, we're just, wasting time. The asset management plan is pretty thorough. It puts costs together. I would consolidate a couple of items. I'll recommend them to you when we go along. So that's the purpose of here, those 2 grants, and to congratulate and get your authority award so we can proceed in long last. Any questions?
No, sir, thank you for all your help.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Up next, we have the Bailey Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Joe.
See you, Joe.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same too.
I'm Cynthia Evans. I am going to represent the chamber tonight, just to go over what we have planned for the Christmas tree lighting, which is December 2nd, and it will start at 6. We have a live nativity scene being brought in by the Bailey Baptist Church. That will start around 5:30. We'll be shutting down the streets between the laundromat down to Jackson Street around 5. We're going to have singing by the Southern Ash Chorus, the Southern Ash High School. Southern Ash Middle School will bring their band, and Bailey Elementary School is going to be singing as well. So I'm really excited to have all 3 of our major schools in our area coming to participate that night. We're also going to be introducing our Grand Marshals, which is April Blackford and Blake Lamb at the Bailey Pharmacy. In working with Major Moore and our Police Commissioner Walter Wells, we addressed some issues that we thought would be appropriate for coverage for that night. So we have the Bailey Police Department is going to be patrolling the town, while we have 2 Nash County deputies that are going to be patrolling the actual event. And the cost for the Nash County deputies will be covered by the Bailey Chamber of Commerce. We'll also have some Santa letters, letters to Santa, and meet and greet with Santa and lighting of the Christmas tree. Amy Pearson's going to provide hot chocolate and cookies for all of the kids to enjoy. We hope to have a really good turnout and lots of fun with the community. On parade day, which is December 3rd, everything's coming together really nice. We got everything approved through DOT. Thank you for all your help with that. Joel, thank you for the letter and pushing that forward. I would like to formally invite all of our commissioners to be a part of our parade. We would love to see y'all out and enjoying the day with us, and obviously you would help bring in our parade and celebrate Bailey and all of its glory. Once again, I have been working with Major Moore and Walter. The day of for coverage, we have the Nash County Sheriff deputies and State Highway Patrol, and I believe that some of the Middlesex officers have also agreed to come. They will be helping to patrol the parade area, while our Bailey police officers will be patrolling the town. So we will have coverage throughout everywhere, and there won't be any lag time or any spaces that are not covered. we will have one patrol officer that will break away for about 45 minutes, give or take, to bring in our Christmas parade. We've seen really good participation in reaching out, and, you know, we've got, thanks to Tammy, we have Spencer the Sweet Potato, he's coming back. We have Smokey the Bear, the Piggly Wiggly mascot, we're working on a few other mascots. We have some of the county commissioners, and Dean Edwards, our school district, is coming. The craft fair is coming together really well. We've had a good turnout for that as well. The Christmas craft fair will start at 9, and we're gonna hold it like we did with the Sweet Potato Festival right beside my office where the town open lot is, which we greatly appreciate y'all letting us utilize that lot for our events. We'll be shutting down those streets from the laundromat down to Jackson Street probably around 7 to allow the craft vendors enough time to come in, set up, and then go park. The parade will start at 2. We're gonna start shutting down the streets between 12 and 12:30 so that we can start our lineup and getting everybody in place. So I think that's it for our Christmas event. Everything's coming together really great, and I'm so excited to see the community come out together to celebrate the season. So, have any
And-
questions?
Well, just wanted to comment on Cynthia in the chamber. She's done a heck of a job and been in communication and asking tons of questions and providing a lot of support for this. So we appreciate all of that.
Not a problem. It's a group effort, and I appreciate the help that y'all have given us as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sam. Sean is gonna be here now.
No, I think today's his.
Okay.
So you should have
Excuse.
in the packet, typed out what he was gonna share tonight, along with an email explaining why he wasn't gonna be here tonight, so.
That's fine. You need to read it or explain or not worry about it?
He said either, and in the email, he said either I can share it tonight, or you guys can go home and read it.
Okay, that's cool.
It's not time sensitive.
Well, Marilyn, send that here.
I do
Don't
not
see
see
him.
Josh.
Okay, all right, cool. Move on. All right, old business, town hall roof bid review. We got one.
This is the second round.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. Yeah, total price for, doing the roof, $67,778. Yeah. It's, got a detailed list of what they do. Plywood and all kinds of stuff. Everything. Membrane, Duralast membrane. 20-year warranty. Yeah. For additional $775. We'll just put this aside. Y'all can talk about this later on. All right. New business, 2023 Board of Commissioner regular meeting schedule.
So look in your packet, you'll see a copy of last year's as a template, but this year, there's one suggestion because typically, and I'll pull up a calendar, but so November and December showing it to be November 13th and December 11th. Because 1 week is, it's moved backwards 1 week. I'm suggesting that we do the same with the other holiday so that they both mirror, and you don't have any meetings on the week of the holiday. So Christmas and Thanksgiving. So, of course, leave that to your approval. And then, of course, the holiday schedule for the office. copies of 2022's regular meeting schedule and office schedule, or holiday schedule.
The schedule, I said, it shows it.
So that is your Thursday. This is November.
So what days you gonna take off?
So
You gonna take off Friday, Tuesday, what about the morning? That's 3 days.
well, I think that's a time. So November 20.
No, I'm talking about December. December.
Oh, well, here as well. Yeah, that's what needs to be 22nd.
Well, we can learn about December. Yeah, let's bring it to us next meeting.
Okay,
This is messed up, just get it right.
all right. And that's on me. There was a typo here, your 2023 holiday schedule. So I'll bring that in December for your perusal and vote. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure the days out, they won't match it up.
Yeah, so. There's a lot of bigger fish to fry, so.
All right, we'll worry about the next one on there, and go to closed session.
Okay.
No, well, yeah, you can look at it, I can, no matter. All right, is anybody on the public comment list? You wanna sign up? Okay. All right, department head, Sean's not here, Joe?
Okay. All right, so I provided in your packet the leftover money of $906.73 regarding downtown revitalization grant. It explains what that money can be used for. A lot of this is in your packet. Hopefully you can review it. We just finished a water rates analysis update that I've been trying to get done since I got here in April. We finally got it done, and I provided that in your packet as well. So the 2019-2020 fiscal year audit, provide you an update on that. I spoke to Mr. Grissom over at S. Preston and Associates, and this will be done. He's looking at it being completed by the end of December. And then we will be able to move right into 2020, 2021, and then 2021, 2022. The biggest hiccup is the movement from Logix to Southern Software. That created the biggest hiccup for the auditors and the CPAs. That's it.
Walter?
All right, I wanted to recognize our sheriff's department that's been helping us fill in. So Captain Bryant's been working with me on trying to get folks scheduled. Officer Denton's here tonight. He's here, so we appreciate it. We're relying heavily on them to augment our guys, and our two part-time officers are working multiple time slots above and beyond what they normally did, just to try to make sure we've got coverage. But we really appreciate the effort to work with us and to help us out. And I really, like I said, Captain Bryant's been great to work with. He actually volunteered one of the tours himself to come in here. And as you see these officers, sometimes sometimes they're here just like last night. The officer that was here last night was in an unmarked car, so you don't necessarily see a sheriff's car going through. But I saw him parked over down near the trailer, Tracy's, and went over and talked to him, and he had already been in several of the businesses, introduced himself. They're doing a really good job of introducing themselves around and making sure people know that they're around and here with us, just like our officers are doing too. So again, we appreciate y'all working with us and being flexible with us, and I'm working with Captain Brian as we look to extend some of the time into December to see what we've got to do there too. So really do appreciate that. Since Sean isn't here, in the last planning board meeting, which I attended and I think Dylan attended as a public attendee, but the question has come up concerning that lot, or the multiple lots that Tony Stone has over on the other side of Bennett's. Right, they come up beside the school and the house that's there, and sewer taps, a number of sewer taps, and they say they have been working on trying to find out what was actually on that property for several years now and have not been able to get an answer. So I'm gonna give this to Joel. These are two aerial surveys off of Nash County GIS, 2013, 2017. It actually shows the trailers on the lot that the town was billing sewer taps for. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to figure out what was there, but
Also, there was, the smoke test was being done when the trailer was being pulled up.
yeah.
And we have a folder to tell you exactly how many taps were there. I know Debbie had it. It was given to him,
Yeah,
and it showed how many taps we had there on hand.
I don't know the disconnect.
I can see if we can find it again, but I know it's there.
So just trying to help move that situation along, because the planning board's asking for him to come up with, what he's attempting to look to do, but he doesn't know what he can do. So it's sort of a catch-22 there,
And
so.
there were like 3 trailers hooked to each tap, what I remember.
Yeah, but did we, when we say each tap, was it a tap or a lateral?
It was 3 lines running into
Right.
one pipe.
Well, I understand that, but that could be considered a lateral also, if we were billing individual taps for each, if we were billing each home independently.
I don't know.
Yeah, so.
Only Becky would probably know that.
Yeah, so, anyway, I would hope the town could help find a way to help move that forward somehow. Or at least get the information, out to them, so, and, one other thing, since EnvironLink's not here, and we talked about this briefly at the last meeting, or the meeting before, I believe. But if you look at the numbers that they provided, if you look at the current month, the amount of water that was provided and the amount of wastewater flow that was there. And apparently it was a fairly dry month, but the month before that, it was less water and almost 3 times as much sewer flow. But it was a wet month. So, like I mentioned in that last meeting, we have inflow problems. We have rainwater getting into sewer in a lot of places. If it can be 500,000 gallons one month and almost 1.9 million another month. And 1.9 million was in a month with less water usage. So, again, as we work with Upper Coastal Planning, work with Joe Dooley, whatever, it's gonna be, these relining projects, they help, but it's something we need to keep an eye on, because down the road, we're gonna be shipping it somewhere else. So, and let's see if there's anything else. I just wanna mention those since those guys weren't here. But we are working hard to keep a presence here from both Bailey and Nash County Sheriff's Department, and if needed, we can augment with Middlesex, and we'll look at Spring Hope too. But don't know how long we'll have to do this, but we're working hard to make sure we've got coverage, and we've got really good willing partners. So that's it.
Thank you. No, other than Joe Dooley commenting on the 2019 project is gonna start up soon. He pretty much covered that, so.
EnviroLink has now picked up the leads on the 7th and 21st. When we rewrote the contract, the first line item that was 2824. It's not actually listed right, so it's base contract for public works operations. I'm suggesting if they don't pick up leaf and limbs, Joel can contact them this week. If they don't pick up, the leaves and limbs, by next month, we go ahead and give them a 30-day notice. We'll have to do that on this portion and just break the contract, because I don't know where this guy's at. That guy didn't show back up, from work, that was doing it. So I think we're gonna have some problems. And I know there's a lot of leaf and limbs on my street need to be picked up.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be done, this is supposed to be done today. And, the only thing I had, with the accident this weekend, being a background in aviation and maintenance and safety, I know the chamber's in charge of that. I know it can't be done this year, but maybe next year, maybe require some DOT standards on the floats and trailers, maybe some brakes, electric brakes. I feel that, if the boy had electric brakes, it might have been avoided. I know I have lost my brakes on my truck and my electric brakes on my trailer saved. It's just a thought, and it's something we can do next year and require that, and also require safety inspections. I know a lot of these modified trucks, a lot of times they get in there, the anti-lock brakes doesn't work right due to tire size and the computer's not set right. And if you mash the brake, your brake is gonna be deadhead, and you don't have no brakes, even though you got brakes, you anti-lock is pushing it back against the brake. Just make sure there's no lights, stuff like that, and then they just have an exemption for ag equipment except for chains. But I would suggest them 3 things next year to the, I know you can't do it this year, but maybe you can do the safety inspections this year.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking that I might be able to reach out to Major Moore and see if I can get one of the, either State Highway Patrol or one of the deputies to, they'll already be stationed down there on that end of the parade to maybe walk the floats especially, and, just do a
Well-
visual inspection and just make sure that things are good. I've also spoken to Nick, which will be the one leading in the parade and feeding everybody in. And, I brought it to him and he said, that's why there's gaps in the parade. Because when he's got people walking and then he's got vehicles coming behind him, he puts plenty of space between the two to ensure that those kinds of things, we can limit those issues coming forward.
Yeah.
So I'll reach out to Major Moore and see if we can somehow accommodate that as best we can on a short notice.
Well, you got that many people on there that it wouldn't hurt to require, I know a lot of these folks don't have brakes on. It wouldn't hurt to have one axle with brakes on. It don't cost that much to do it.
Yeah. I'll work with him and, or
And
State
then,
Highway
and then
Patrol.
just put a requirement out for next year, that they have some kind of brake, or either they have a battery pack where they can pull a cable, and the thing will apply brakes, cause unlike Raleigh, we really don't have any space for a truck to go anywhere if something happens.
Yeah,
Just something to think about.
it's definitely on our radar and things that we've been looking into
But
since
if you notice that trailer, it didn't have any brakes on it.
it did not.
Yep.
That's all.
Alright. I don't have anything. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Somebody wanna put us in closed session?
I'll make a motion that we go into closed session for general statute 143-318.11. Section A, section 3, attorney-client privilege.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
All right, Mayor Board, I wanna make a motion that the town of Bailey hire Richardson and Davis, an investigating consulting group. We're gonna retain them to provide investigation and consultation regarding the internal investigation regarding a personnel matter surrounding alleged actions and or policy violations by the current chief of police Kathy Callahan and part-time officer Evan Sokoloff.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. I just need one more motion.
I'll make a motion with adjourn.
Second motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.